This true life story happened 37 years ago, and this story is completely illogical and full of contradictions. Once upon a time, in the heart of Africa, a woman from Switzerland saw a Maasai warrior on a ferry. She fell in love, left her boyfriend and her comfortable life behind, and moved to Kenya to marry this Maasai warrior. Continue watching this video to find out what happened next. Corinne Hoffman was born on June 4th, 1960, to a German father and a French mother. Corinne studied in the canton of Glarus and eventually went into the retail trade. At the age of 21, she opened her own clothing store. Corinne's friends were waiting for her to finally get to wear a wedding dress herself, but Corinne was more interested in work than her boyfriend Marco. Their relationship never reached the proposal part, which is probably why this incident happened during their trip to Kenya in East Africa. In 1986, Hoffman and her boyfriend Marco made a trip to Kenya. At that time, Corinne was 26 years old. It was a great time. They enjoyed their vacation and learned a lot about the Masai culture. One day during their ferry crossing, Marco pointed out a Maasai warrior who was aboard with them to Corinne. The Maasai warrior was named Ketinga. He was the tallest and he looked like a young god. Corinne couldn't take her eyes off of him. She started being nervous, trying to figure out how she could see him again. Corinne thought a lot about him and soon fell in love with him. It seemed kind of crazy. What could they have in common? They were people from different worlds. She's a wealthy girl who is used to comfort. He's a warrior from Masai tribe. All Ketinga had on him was a red Masai cloth adorned with beautiful beads. However, Corinne didn't care. Her love don't cost a thing. She fell in love so much that she was ready to give up her whole past life. She left her boyfriend Marco and went back to Switzerland to sell all her possessions and returned to Kenya to reunite with Ketinga, the Maasai warrior. And that's where all the fun loving begins. She sought out Ketinga and confessed her feelings to him, much to Corinne's dismay. She found out that the European and Maasai versions of love were different. Just like the Hadza and Turkana, the Maasai believe that kissing is disgusting. Moreover, there are more restrictions in this love affairs than pleasure. But her love was so strong that even this fact didn't scare Corinne away. They officially became husband and wife. They live in a small village in an arid area of central Kenya. Corinne moved into her mother-in-law's manyatta and learned to live as a Maasai woman, fetching wood and water. She opened a small shop in the village to sell basic goods. Corinne suffered several hardships. She suffered from diseases, mainly malaria. There was no sewerage, running water or electricity. She had to go to the toilet in the wild jungle far from the village and wash herself with a bucket. There was no proper food and medicine. But love was above all. Corinne was ready to endure any difficulties for the sake of her beloved man. However, domestic inconveniences were not the most terrible. From the first days after their marriage, the couple began to have disagreements. Ketinga was jealous of his wife and made scandals if she smiled at other men. They didn't understand each other because they grew up in different cultures. The Maasai warrior is used to the fact that the man is the head of the family. Therefore, it annoyed him when Corinne opened her small shop in the village to sell basic goods and managed everything there herself. All of this was weird to Ketinga. Then Corinne and Ketinga had a daughter, Napirai. With each passing day, Corinne found it increasingly difficult to put up with a life in the Masai tribe. She learned that the Masai practiced female circumcision, a procedure in which little girls' genitals are cut off. In developed countries, this act is strictly prohibited. Ketinga believed that his daughter should also undergo this ceremony, but Corinne was against it. Also, according to the rules of the tribe, she had to give her daughter as a servant to the husband's mother. And Ketinga could marry several times in order to have many children. Corinne realized that the love had passed and it was time to save herself and her daughter from these unbearable conditions. In 1990, she decided to return to Switzerland for good, taking her daughter Napirai with her. Thus, Corinne spent a total of 4 years in Kenya. After returning home, She continued to support Ketinga and his mother by sending them money. Later in 1998, she wrote a book about her experiences. The book, titled The White Masai, became a phenomenal success. It has been translated into several languages and in 2005 made into an eponymous movie starring Nina Hoss and Jackie Ido. Corinne has since written 4 other books, 3 of which, Back from Africa, Reunion in Basaloi, and Africa, My Passion, are sequels to the first book. She returned to visit her Masai family for the first time in 2014. Another visit followed, this time in the company of the daughter she had with Ketinga. And despite past grievances, everyone was happy to see each other again. The reunion is described in Africa, My Passion. Corinne's story teaches us about the power of love and the importance of cultural understanding. She was able to bridge the gap between 2 very different cultures and find happiness in her own way. Her story also highlights the challenges that come with cultural integration and the need for mutual respect and understanding. And that's the fascinating story of the White Masai. We hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more interesting African-themed content. Thank you for watching.